What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video review. Today is a major statue display update, something I've been wanting to do to help declutter the collection. Now, this may be temporary, I don't know. There's some future statues I really need. Might result back to it, but for now I want to keep it like this. So first thing you'll notice is I've put 300 here for a specific reason. And he does look right there, of course. And there's nothing right here right now. There will be soon. You guys will see a video of that shortly. I could also return Lord of Darkness there, but I put him over there for right now because I think he looks really good there. And I plan to put Red Sonja here, but once I get her, let's see how she is right there, or if I want to move her where Lord of Darkness is and whatnot. I'll figure it out. But the big change, dun 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 dun. Whoa, what happened to that Magi case? 3 Magi cases to be exact. Right there. It's gone. So I removed the middle room shelves. It was just getting increasingly difficult to walk by, especially with Wonder Woman's sword. I couldn't see many statues from sitting down, and I want to be able to see all statues from sitting down for the most part. Obviously I can't see like Chucky or when I'm sitting down, but for the most part I can see pretty much any statue now sitting down on my theater chair, and the room just feels so open. I could freaking work out and do insanity right here if I need to. This is what I've been working on. Let me not just this, but several things actually, but look at all that space now. You can see everything from this angle. Now, by removing this middle shelf, of course, I had to relocate the statues that were inside and above it. Especially when I put the raptor bust there, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so big. I can't see anything. It's hindering everything. So I moved Caesar over here, where I had Hellboy. And he looks great. Right there. Caesar is one of those pieces that it's always hard to see his eyes unless he's like freaking, as tall as Pennywise, but I just can't display him that high. Even like this height, you still can't see his eyes, so I might as well just display him down low, and if I want to look at his eyes, I sit on the ground. But you can still see his face perfectly. But he is definitely a more difficult statue to display because he's semi-deep. He's quite wide and tall, but he only really looks super good displayed Pennywise height. One other thing, I got this nun canvas print. Didn't really feel like doing a video just for this because it's very simple. But this is an actual painting. Someone painted it, and it's on canvas with wood, wall mounted. This is movie accurate size. Looks perfect. Even has the Warren signature. Very creepy looking, very cool. It's about the same size as this as well, so it looks really good right there. And of course we'll be putting the nun bust right there, and that was the prop I wanted next to her because I love that painting. It's actually really just draws your attention. It's like, whoa. So really digging that. Still plan to go ahead and do Jurassic right here and here. This is Black Hand. I only got 1 box, so I emailed the retailer and asked them, hey, where's the second box? Then get 2 tracking. So really frustrated in that, considering I spent $2,000 in that. But the other big change, of course, is this. Whoa, look at that. Big changes. So I didn't want to just, get rid of the Magi cases. They're, great shelves. Especially when they're like backed up against a wall and whatnot. In the middle of the room, it's hard to use them, but when I'm sitting down on my couch, they work really good for this setup, and look how much space I have for the Trinity. Tons of depth and width and space in between. I could probably even fit another statue there if I wanted to, but I really want to give them, plenty of space to where they look just fantastic. Underneath, we did Harry Potter in the smaller Magi case. In the larger, we did Avatar and 2 of the Star Wars, Kylo and Maul with the helmet and lightsaber. And then to the right is where we did Vader. So this is 2 garage shelves, 36 inches wide by 18 inches deep. I put a curtain there because you could see all the ugly cables from the TV and surround sound. And so I put a white cable to sort of match my background, like the wall. In addition, I don't want a black background for Vader because then I'll just blend him in. So Vader bust will go there. We did Jack here because I did return Troy. Jack with Jack bust, and then Prince of Persia. The reason I do Prince of Persia there, it's also a Disney movie and made by the same makers of Pirates of the Caribbean. When you literally look at the back of that movie, it says, from the makers of the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy comes Prince of Persia. So, you know, same makers. It looks fantastic. I do love Prince of Persia, both the video game and the movie. So I'm a big fan of that statue as well. I think it's fantastic. Sideshow really did a good job on that one. We did the last Maja case right here. I was a little bit worried it'd be too thin considering it's quite a bit deeper than a Stuva, but I still feel like it works. I still have enough space. Now, when I eventually get the Queen Studios Iron Man, I'm pretty sure they have their dimensions wrong because they say it's 31 inches wide, and I just don't believe that. I believe it's 31 inches deep because of his arm sticking forward. Now, if that is the case, because Queen is quite bad at doing dimensions, I can actually angle him diagonally this way. So I'm looking at him pointing his arm that way, and he actually, there's 32 inches diagonally. So I'm fairly confident I can fit Queen Studios Iron Man on here and not have his arm hitting me. You know, because there's 25 inches now depth, you know, 24 inches width with this Maja case. So I do think Queen Studios Iron Man will look fantastic there, even if I have to angle it slightly so the arm doesn't hit you in the hallway. I went ahead and did Hellboy underneath with his glove. That looks great. I did try many variations, by the way. I spent a lot of today obviously fixing this entire TV shelf and then trying different statues throughout, trying doing just Star Wars in the middle, trying different variations. I tried the Star Wars in that Maja case, didn't work good. That's better. And I think the color really goes well against the Avatar. But so far, this is the one I like the most, where I'm like, yeah, that looks really good. And it doesn't look cluttered, you know, because when it was just Jack in the bust, it looked too empty. So I feel like best to have two 1/4 scales. The other option would be two busts with Jack in the middle. Like if I got Davy Jones, for example. Although I think he might be too tall and wide for this display. I haven't got dimensions on him yet. You'll notice that Star Wars is gone here. I did Indiana Jones. Let me just back up here. Indiana Jones with Baby Doll. I was doing 300, but I kind of prefer Baby Doll over here. And then I did the prop in the middle, somewhat similar to how Lord of the Rings had the 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, the smaller in the front. And I feel like that works really well. Now, the other Lord of the Rings that were there, I went ahead and just fit them up here. So I'm not 100% sure if Lurt's bust will fit right here. I need to get him, obviously. I'm pretty confident, though, I could fit him with these two up here. Depends how wide he is, or if I need to do both the 1/4 right here and the bust right there and have it stick out right there. But I'm pretty confident I can fit the bust right there. I should have it soon. I put Frodo right here since he's smaller. He doesn't affect me turning on the light. Gandalf with Legolas and Aragon right here, and move the other Gandalf right there. And of course, since Berserker was moved, everything I can do that. And then like that. So I think this works, and it looks really good. You know, having all the 1/4, two of my least favorites down there, and then I'd say Frodo's the other least favorite. But Frodo still looks cool because he was chased by the ring wraiths and everything, so it works theme-wise. I like having Gandalf with Legolas and Aragon. So I think it looks really good. I do like it, and I needed that space for Indiana Jones, you know, especially because, like I said, I wanted to get the Jurassic World Mosasaurus and then Dominus Rex. I really feel like I'd regret not getting them, so I'm going to put those two right there. And then Troy was returned. Now, I did borrow the shelf that was right here for the TV. And I have this larger shelf. I was trying to see if it would work right here. Now, it technically fits, but there's some big problems. And I'll show it to you, actually. Let me just... Look how that thing moves. Let me show you how this looks. So, I mean, it does technically fit, but, so, you have very, very limited walking space there. And the viewing angle from here is hindered a little bit. Not a huge deal. What do you guys think? Does that work, or should I do a smaller garage shelf? I mean, technically it does fit. Now, the reason I want to have a larger garage shelf is Alita and Alita Bust. Alita Bust is very deep because of the sword, which I obviously want to display. So I want to have that additional depth for Alita Bust. And I could also fit another statue next to Alita and Alita Bust, you know, because they don't take up a ton of space. I was thinking of just doing the Bane 1/3 mask and the Joker masks all down there as well. And then up top I'd do Joker Bust, and if I need the space, Darkseid or Darkseid Bust. There's a lot of potential. I definitely couldn't do a statue too close to right there. I'd have to do maybe the Joker mask and then Joker Bust, and you know, there's a lot of potential if I do this shelf, because these shelves do provide a lot of space. But I'm just not 100% sure how much I like that. It does make the room feel a little bit smaller, and the viewing angle of this, I do like the 24 inches deep, but I was thinking maybe like a 42-inch long shelf, but I can't find one that's 42. This is 48. The previous shelf was the 36 by 18. So I'm still figuring this out if I want to do this. I have the wood, and so I could do this. It just hinders some of the viewing angles on a few things. Plus, obviously, walking in and out of the room, I'm limited to this maybe 1.5 feet of space, which is not a lot, where before, you know, I had tons of space to move. So I don't know if I like this, you know, sticking out like that. That's just very limited. So I probably won't do that. I don't know. I'm going to look at some different garage shelves, because I was hoping to do 24 inches deep, but this is just too wide. And so I just don't know if I could do that. But that's basically what I've been doing. So obviously the huge update is, look how much space is in this room now. Goodness. Plus obviously the Nun art print, and Chucky 1/10 went up for PO. Pre-ordered that today from Iron Studios, going direct. But see here, I had to do the speakers back here to do this space, and those are wall mounted actually. The 3 speakers and then the 2 back there. But a lot of time I actually use my headphones when watching like movies, because I feel like headphones are the best. Let me show you my angle when sitting down. So, you know, that's the angle when sitting down. And I actually like the TV higher up like this. I feel it feels bigger. It's weird. I don't know. It feels like the TV's bigger having it high up. So I really like that. I think it looks great. And now I have such a great angle of the Trinity where I can really enjoy them, because they are such magnificent pieces. And as you can see, you know, before when I had the shelves here, I couldn't see any of that. And I couldn't see half the Trinity, where now I can see everything really good. This guy, I could return back where I put the Jurassic World poster, or keep him here. I'm going to keep it wall mounted for now right here, and see how it looks once I get the 1/6 Raptor. See if I like that, or if I just want to return it above the Rotunda. But as you can see, you know, this gives me a lot of space, especially if I ever have people over. There's actually room to move in here, which is nice. And that's one reason I don't want to do that giant garage shelf in the superhero room, just because it's making walking very hindering. So I might just have to do the 36 by 18. I can have it pulled forward a little bit, or do something else. So I'll figure that out. I'm going to look at different garage shelf options. And if worst comes to shove, and let's say Godzilla vs. Kong comes out, truly Grail, I decide to go for it. One thing I was thinking is I could technically put a small coffee table here and do the diorama, and then do the bust right here and move those. Or if I wanted to do like that large garage shelf you saw just right here in the middle of the room, bust down low, diorama up top. You know, it'd still feel less than what the Magic Cases was, because the Magic Case is the size of 2 of those garage shelves. If I just did one, it definitely wouldn't feel as cluttered as it did before. So I still may consider a mid-room shelf. And if I did, I might do it this way instead of that way. Just because I feel like there's more space this way. So one garage shelf. But that is something I don't plan to do for a long time. I want to enjoy this open space and only use that as a last resort. If you know what I mean. Because sometimes, you want the statue more than you want the open space. Because space is always a concern. But right now the collection is feeling really clean and looking good for the most part. I'm really enjoying it. I love this open space. But I also love Godzilla vs. Kong. So that's future Sean's problem for now. Current Sean's going to enjoy this open space, which I'm really digging. I'm loving the fact I can see the Trinity so good. I can enjoy them much more now. I also love, the fact I can visually see Star Wars great now. I've never had a good spot for them where I could always, see them great. So Vader bus will go fantastic there. And then Jack looks awesome there. Still see Caesar. And Caesar, I can see him pretty good from right here, as you can see. Anyways, folks, that is basically what I wanted to show you guys. Still working on a lot of things. Hopefully we can get this second box. I don't have tracking. I've emailed the retailer waiting for a response. They're very slow to response, and I'm not a big fan of this retailer right now. They're also the one I ordered Infinity Batman from, so... I don't know if I'm going to use them, because here's the thing. Their website says one thing, and then when you go to check out, you're getting charged several $100s more. And it's like, what the fuck? Their conversion rate is not accurate, or they're just scamming you. When they say something's $2,500, they charge you $2,800. And so I'm dealing with issues with this retailer. So not a big fan of them. Anyways, folks, that is what I wanted to advise you. We should be getting several statues in, though, very soon. Tomorrow, I'll be doing some statue previews. Lots and lots of stuff to talk about, especially Queen Studios Joker Life Size. Wanted to give my thoughts on that. Anyways, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.